What's up, guys? So, yo, today I'm gonna be asking my Uber riders about if they, in regards to dating, if they think that you should be friends with somebody first or go straight into dating and then see what happens. Cause I just got done with a conversation with these two girls, right? And they're telling me they're from Africa. They said they're from Uganda, but they said that over there what they do is when they meet somebody, they jump straight into dating, right? And when they jump into dating, they then see the person's personality traits, their characteristics, everything like that. And if they don't like something about the person, then okay, let's try and see how we can work it out and whatever. My point, how I see it, is that you should be friends with somebody first and then see what their personality is like. And if you like their personality, if things are going smooth and you guys are pretty chill, like, don't friend zone a person. Like, keep an open mind. Oh wait, oh no, I need to go this way. Keep an open mind, but like, then try and see if it can work it out. But like, they're saying if you do that, the girls, they were saying, like, if you do it that way, if you become friends with everybody first before you decide to date them, that oh, I gotta tell y'all something. But that if you, that when you start to see those qualities that you don't like, that you're like, you like that, I don't want you. Like, I don't want you in a relationship. The point is to still keep them as a friend. Maybe a relationship doesn't work out, but the point is to still keep them as a friend, not just totally disregard them as a human in general just because you don't like a few personality traits. No, you still, like, in my opinion, you still, like, try and work it out. They're like, no, if you don't like their personality as a friend, then you just kick them to the curb, right? That's what they're saying. And so that's why you date right away, and then you see what their personality is like. And if you don't like the things that you see, you stick with it anyway. That's not, in my mind, that's like settling for something that you don't deserve. Like, oh, I don't like this person, but I'm gonna stick with them anyway because I've already put this much effort into it anyway. No, that is not okay. Because that's how people end up miserable. That's how people end up in toxic relationships. I don't like that. And the thing is, I remember when I was a kid, I'm not saying this for like all African cultures, but I was friends with a family from Sudan, I think. But the wife and the husband, they would always argue. Like, they would, I'm wondering if they had the same mindset as them when it came to getting married and everything, but they were always arguing. They were never happy together. Like, they never talked when they were in the house. All they talked about was like the kids, basically, or whatever. They just didn't talk. And it was interesting, and it was sad, and neither of them were happy. So I'm just like, okay, that's interesting. And I've heard of other situations in the same thing. And I feel like it's because you just jump into a relationship, and because you put the effort in, you stick with it. Now you're miserable, but now you're stuck because I don't either believe in getting divorced, right? Like, okay, so yeah. So now, because of that conversation, I'm gonna ask my Uber riders if they think that in the long run, if it's healthier for the relationship, if they date first or if they're friends first, and see how that goes. By the way, so I think I told you guys a few months back I sold my motorcycle, and today I got a letter in the mail talking about how how Miami-Dade County, because the place that I sold my motorcycle to was in Miami. What happened? Miami-Dade County Police Department, or whatever it's called, has your motorcycle in a towing and something yard. I'm just like, what? I'm like, what happened? And is sending me a bill basically. And I'm like, I ain't paying no bill. That's not even my motorcycle no more. So what I do, I sent them an email, the people that I sold it to. I'm like, yo, what's up? And they were like, 2 weeks ago, dude that bought the motorcycle got in an accident. Now the motorcycle is kind of smushed or like wrecked. I don't know the state of the motorcycle, but he can't really drive it right now. And dude's in the hospital right now. And I'm like, what? What? Okay, so my baby's dead! My motorcycle is dead! How? Oh! I'm supposed to be turning right. So yeah, that's actually really sad that it's been barely a few months and my motorcycle is no longer like alive and well. I had her for a year and a half. A whole year and a half. You're dumb. You're dumb. Nothing ever happened to her. She was in great shape. She was beautiful. She never got in an accident. She was chilling. She's doing great. Person has a motorcycle for a month or two, tops, and already crashed her. That's so sad. Okay, well, here's the videos on what people think about dating. All right, guys, so this is Dante. He says, hey. The question, as I told you guys before, do you think it's healthier for a relationship if you start by dating or start as friends? And what's your answer, man?
Well, I think a lot of times when you first meet someone, you can find out you're really compatible, and maybe some of the fun experience is finding out about each other as you start dating. So that's always a plus. Okay. But I see, like, if you're friends beforehand, you're kind of doing the same thing as well.
Exactly, yeah.
So sometimes I think it kind of depends on who you meet. Some people are more for it, they just want to get in a relationship right away. And there's nothing wrong with that. In fact, I think that's maybe the ideal thing. But I know a lot of people have had longer relationships because they've been friends first. Yeah. They know more about each other.
Exactly. Like, I feel like I've heard of a lot of relationships ending sooner because they didn't really fully know each other. They just jumped into dating and they weren't really friends first. Yeah. And then they end up getting divorced a few years later.
Yeah, because then you don't know like as much about the person as you thought. Maybe you're not compatible.
Exactly. I completely agree. Well, on both ends. I like both sides of what your point is. But all right, thanks, Dante. Hi guys. So Jane in Berkeley.
Hello.
What's up? So question for you guys. Do you think relationships end better or go better overall if they are friends first or if they just jump into the relationship? What do you guys think?
Well, for us, we dated right away.
Okay.
So we got to know each other, and then after a month of kind of hanging out, we decided to date, and we've been together for 4.5 years now.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, so I think it depends on each person, but like, what do you think?
I'd say from personal experience, just jumping right into it kind of, worked out. But I think, in the end, it doesn't really matter.
The time you know somebody?
Yeah, the time you know somebody. I think it's all about, compatibility.
Of course, yeah.
Just being honest and like seeing, if you work together, and that's what's key, if you're friends, there might be a better chance of you guys working together. Yeah. Because you know the person a little bit more and then you develop that chemistry. But
yeah,
I think once you know, like you get that feeling and you're like, oh,
I feel you. Yeah.
Like, let's do it.
So for you guys, let's just say that just if it happened, you guys kept seeing little things that you just really, really didn't like about each other, like ooh. So would you have pushed through that relationship? Would you have pushed through that relationship and like try to make it work anyway? Or you're like, maybe this isn't the best kind of compatibility? Like, so what would you have done in that situation?
Well, I have one word of advice, and this is what I tell all my friends that are going through this.
Yeah.
It's usually the first thing that you notice about someone you're dating that you don't like is the reason you break up.
Exactly, yeah.
Because it's like, oh, he never texts me back. Okay. If he doesn't do that from the beginning, he is not gonna
change.
So it really depends, and that's something I always, my friends attest to it. I think their breakups are because the first thing that they told me is like, oh,
think, you know, like if there's problems like right from the start,
yeah,
I think it's really hard to change people. So like if it's a small thing, like I think a lot of people, like, you know, no one's perfect, so like you're always going to be dealing with like, you know, something that's gonna
of course. There's always gonna be those things.
If it's like a deal breaker, like this person's like, you know, like doing something, I don't know, like crazy, then like probably it's not gonna work out. But if it's, you know, no one's perfect, so I think it's, you know, more about accepting the small things, like, and just
I got you.
I don't think there were too many, you know, like things that bothered me though with James.
Because you guys had a compatibility.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, so you guys say bye and everything?
Bye.
All right.
Bye,
cool.
YouTube.
All right, so I did a poll on what's it called, Instagram, about how likely you are to actually watch my videos depending on the pace and timing. And I was looking at the stats, and it just seems like there's a lot more viewers on videos that are shorter versus longer, which obviously makes sense. So I'm gonna try to make it short as possible. This one's already been a little bit longish, but it was I thought it was pretty good content. But okay, maybe I'm not wrong necessarily. God forbid James admit that he was wrong, or that he was wrong, but I wasn't necessarily wrong when I say that I think it works out better in general. It's opinion for a relationship to start out as friends, but it can work just as well sometimes too for relationships that start off with dating, but obviously if you find yourself in a toxic relationship, a toxic situation, or you're settling for way too many things that you didn't necessarily sign up for, but just because you invested the time in the relationship, so now you're stuck. Like, if you think you're stuck in something, all the more reason to get out of it, to escape it. Like, it's never healthy for anybody to stay in something that they don't want to be in. So that's the end of that. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll catch you guys next week and throughout the week on my socials.